Welcome to our Veterans Voices special here on WBOY. I'm Don Gray. We start with the Clarksburg Honor Flight and its recent trip to Washington, D.C. Our Joe Lind tagged along and shares this report.
At 4:30 in the morning, veterans arrived at the North Central West Virginia Airport to start a day many of these veterans would never forget. Ever since 2005, the Veteran Honor Flight has been flying American veterans to Washington, D.C. The Honor Flight's purpose is to take veterans to the monuments and memorials built in their honor at no cost to the veterans.
It's an honor to be with these folks. I mean, they're the heroes among us that, when you're out around town and you're looking around, you see these veterans hats. Those are the heroes that live among us.
This is the first Clarksburg flight since 2018 after being grounded due to the pandemic. Today's flight welcomes 88 veterans, 4 from World War II, 3 from the Korean War, and 81 from the Vietnam War. Each veteran is paired up with a guardian to help the veterans know they are not alone.
Excited to be with the whole bunch of veterans and go through all the various monuments and things. I think it's going to be a great day.
I'm kind of happy to get to go on it.
It's going to be an awesome day, I can tell you that right now. I haven't slept for a couple of days. I'm just too excited about going.
The Clarksburg flight of the Huntington Honor Flight took a year to prepare for and cost over $100,000. A flight like this requires several fundraisers, volunteers, and donors to make it a reality.
We would like to thank you all for joining us today and thank you all for your service.
Just like Dwight D. Eisenhower said on D-Day, these veterans are about to embark upon a great crusade, with the first stop being the World War II Memorial. As we get off the bus, we are greeted with friendly signs and handshakes thanking veterans for their service.
Thank you for your service. Welcome home.
The World War II Memorial honors the 16 million who served in the United States Armed Forces and more than 400,000 who gave their lives to give us our freedom we have today. Honor Flight is all about taking veterans to memorials in their honor that they have never been or seen before.
I didn't think it was this big, but I knew when they built it that one of these days I'd get to see it.
It's about sharing stories that at times can be difficult to share. Stories like Bob Skidmore, who experienced loss while serving aboard the destroyer USS Purdy in the South Pacific.
It's kind of heartbreaking to look at all this stuff and see what happens to some of the boys that won't be coming back.
The Korean War Veterans Memorial is a place for reflection, with more than 48,000 names on the Wall of Remembrance. The Korean War is often known as the Forgotten War, as it was overshadowed by World War II and Vietnam. Even though this war is forgotten, it is important that those veterans who fought in this war are not forgotten.
People should realize what they're there for, and it's good for everybody to think about once in a while.
The Vietnam Memorial honors more than 58,000 American men and women on a 200-foot wall who gave the ultimate sacrifice. This memorial was constructed to help heal the divide in America, as the Vietnam War was a controversial and unpopular war.
Realize what we went through and the way we got treated when we come home. It really hurts when you go down there and you start trying to copy their name off the wall and everything.
All veterans have a unique story, and with each passing day, we are losing them to time. These stories are an important reminder so history doesn't repeat itself.
What a day. We'll have more on this year's Honor Flight a bit later in the program. Welcome back to our Veterans Voices special. We continue with our Clarksburg Honor Flight, where veterans went to Washington, D.C. to visit monuments and memorials honoring them.
As we pay our respects at the Arlington National Cemetery, it has nearly 400,000 reminders that freedom isn't free, and we see the true cost for the price of freedom. Some veterans pay their respects by placing a coin on a headstone, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Soldiers from the Old Guard stand watch over the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Since 1921, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier represents the final resting place for America's unidentified soldiers. Everything the Tomb Guard does is symbolic and with a purpose. They march 21 steps down the black mat, turn, count to 21, and repeat the process. The number 21 represents the highest military honor, the 21-gun salute. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is a powerful symbol of sacrifice, mourning, reflection, and memory. Located in Arlington National Cemetery, the Military Women's Memorial reminds us 3 million women have served in the armed forces since the American Revolution. This memorial shares stories about American women throughout history who served and shows women breaking through barriers in the military.
The way that women are viewed in the military has become more of, an equal ground. I just think we just need to be given the same opportunities, as men, and I'm very happy that it's headed in that direction.
Honor Flight Guardians are the unsung heroes behind America's heroes. Each veteran is assigned a guardian to support the veteran during the trip. Every Guardian pays their own way and volunteers their time to give back to the ones who already gave so much. These blue shirt Guardians assist veterans with everything they need, whether it be physical or emotional support. This flight is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the veterans, but it also leaves a lasting impression on the Guardians who helped these heroes.
I could honestly say that I broke down and I started crying with him while we were taking and scribbling that guy's name onto the paper.
Before there were cell phones and email, veterans got mail the old-fashioned way with the handwritten letters, pictures, and drawings. Military service members relied on these mail calls to boost morale and connect with loved ones back home. These letters meant the world to these veterans.
This is gold.
As we board the flight to come back home, everyone's spirits are high and you see smiles everywhere. These veterans are about to get a surprise and a perfect ending for an unforgettable day. Upon arrival at the North Central West Virginia Airport, fire trucks render a water cannon salute welcoming these heroes home. Actions speak louder than words, and over 300 supporters showed up to let these veterans know they are not forgotten.
It's a good feeling to know that somebody out there cares and remembers.
As Americans, we can never repay our veterans for the sacrifices they made, but we can say thank you every chance we get.
I had a good time, and I thank the people for, and I think a lot of them should go and visit them memorials. I really appreciate what people done.
This welcome home is one these veterans truly deserve.
I was glad to get to go. I'm telling you, I really am. That's a great honor. A veteran, he ever gets a chance to go, he needs to go.
All of us at 12 News want to thank all veterans for their sacrifice and service. For 12 News, I'm Joe Lynn.
Thank you, Joe.